As a reminder, this video is for entertainment purposes only.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Day in the Life of Paul. I'm Rose Ball. When you take a loss, it hurts. And I'm not saying this in like the cliche way of that's like socially accepted by society. I'm talking about like when you take a huge loss, it almost feels like your body gets covered in tar or mud or something. And you're just like standing out in public and everybody's like looking at you. Or maybe like, you know, that juice at the bottom of a dumpster and you just get covered in that and everybody's like looking and like laughing at you. That's what it kind of feels like when you take like a huge loss. I've seen so many like great men like on the streets, you know, like riding around on like a bicycle, and they're like pushing 50 years old and everything, and they're still doing drugs, and they're still, you know, they've been to jail fucking 12, 13 or plus times. And that almost becomes like a little bit of their identity. Of that, if they were to step out of that, if they were to, you know, actually go and try to better themselves and get a job, out of nowhere, their girlfriend or baby mama starts like screaming and freaking out. Especially like living in Los Angeles, like I see them every single day. Just like either walking by, taking the bus, or like pedaling on like a little bike. Because like every once in a while, when I talk to one, it's like I know, because like for me, it's like I was like dead homeless. I was like rock bottom, and no one to like help me up. You know, like I really should be dead right now. And you know, like I did turn around, and you know, this is my truck. And if this is your first video of like watching me, I do live in the back of my truck. But before that, I went out and got my own apartment in North Hollywood. And like, it was such a perfect, like it came together so well, because I showed myself that I can do this. Living in North Hollywood in Los Angeles. This was after me living in government housing. The government housing helped me zero with getting my apartment. The apartment that I lived in was just a normal ass regular apartment. It had a pool. It's like, granted, my apartment was like, it had no kitchen. It was a studio apartment. It had like a little island. It had like a sink. It had a shower, obviously. It had a closet, and then it was like a big room to where, like, you know, I bought like a huge, I think it was like a $400 sleeping bag, and it was like a massive one, like 7 feet around. And that came from me working 2 jobs. 2 full-time jobs. Me working security. And I did it. I made every single payment. I think there was some mess-ups. But at the end of the whole thing, like, they got paid. And then still having my $591 note on my car, and then the insurance, the gas, blah, 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 the food. And I managed to stay above water in Los Angeles. I proved to myself that, like, I was like, all right, this is an apartment, and I went into the office by myself. I signed all the paperwork. I did that. Looking forward into my future, I had my truck, and I didn't have my camper shell in the back. I bought the $2,100 camper shell, a real nice quality one, and I made the decision to move into the back of my truck. All throughout my job working career, an actual government job, it's just like I've always made minimum wage. But yet I see these men on the street who are like real legitimate men. They're not like me. They're not goofy. They're not trying to make a YouTube channel. They're not fucking... They are men. And I see these men, and I know that even if they were working in a mechanic shop or something, that they could be making at least double what I'm making. Yet they are on the street doing methamphetamine, doing coke, doing drugs, stealing, going in and out of jail, and I'm surpassing them. What I believe the problem is their girlfriends, their wives, their moms, their dads, their past, maybe their children, their friends, their peers, the community that they live around. You know, like when you're taking the bus, you kind of know everybody, because in that, like, you go out and you talk to everybody. I believe that that's the problem. Because if they see you, who is the grown man, who used to be stealing and has stuff on his record, pull up in a truck like this, your friends and your peers are gonna freak the fuck out. Oh yeah, fucking, they're gonna get real close to you and everything like that. But then they're gonna make sure that either you crash it, you dent it, you fuck it up, you don't make the payment, you get back on drugs, or whatever it is. That's just how society works. That's how human beings work. Because if you're getting better, that means that I have to get better. At least that's what they believe. If you're getting better, then I have to get better. And that's a lot of work. There goes all the fun. What they don't realize is, after you get a job, okay, now I'm not condoning the use of drugs, but after you get a job and you do the whatever, it's just like, I mean, like, I don't like really support like going and starting drugs again, because you might go way off the rails. You might go way off the rails and, like, you know, fuck up. But it's just like, I mean, you can continue your lifestyle, but you're still making a consistent income. I find it astonishing. I find it amazing. I find it really, really sad. I find it really, really pathetic that there are so many people on the street with just blatantly, clear as day, as obvious as it can possibly be, greater talent than me, yet I'm younger than them, and I'm passing them. I mean, out of all the homeless people, I shouldn't be passing you. I mean, I'm like the lowest on the bar, and it's just like, you need to get unnecessarily selfish. I think you need to get to the point to where you cut off, like when everything's all good and everything, and everybody kind of like leaves you alone. No one's calling you, no one's texting you. Get to that point, and then just move to a different side of the state, to where all those people will never see you again, and like begin a new life. Of course, this video in its entirety is for entertainment purposes only, but I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow at 5 o'clock in the morning. Bye.
Subscribe, bitch.